everybody. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I've got my co-host here. We're all ready to start talking about a book for you. And my name is Christina, Kristina, and it's nice to meet you. And I hope you're having a good day. We're practicing our little sign language here. We're trying to learn it for substituting. And so I hope you'll stick with my channel. I hope you'll like and subscribe. So, where was I? And please check out Star Trek Next Generation recaps every Friday afternoon. If you like this author, then maybe you like that author. And, of course, Flashback Monday, where we talk about books from, we're started 2010 now. So we're talking about historicals, mystery, contemporary romance, inspirational, sci-fi, paranormal, urban, harlequin, and erotica. We're talking about them all every Monday, so please tune in. So we finished our James Patterson Murder Cross. We finished James Patterson's Woman's Murder Club. We are now waiting for book 24 to come out. And here we are. We've started James Patterson's Alex Cross series. And we are on book 2, Kiss the Girls. And to tell you the truth, I have no idea what the prologue had to do with the rest of the book, but there is a prologue and you can read it for yourself. And then the first couple of chapters, we have a little neighborhood incident that Alex takes care of, and it has a disappointing issue. But after Alex deals with all of that, he comes home, and when he comes home, there's all these cars in front of his house. Oh, and I should point out, I should have said it before, spoilers! I like to spoil and recap, and I've been criticized about it. And I want to tell you that there's over 700 videos now, all of them spoilers, all of them. I mostly spoil the characters. I don't spoil the whodunit, but the rest of the book is open for spoiling. So when Alex gets home, and this sun is really bad, there's a whole bunch of cars in front of his house. So he goes in, and his aunts, his sister-in-laws, his brother Charles, they're all in front of his house, and they say, Scoochie is missing. And apparently that's a nickname for his niece, NAOMI Cross. And she is a law student at Duke University, and she has been missing for 4 days. And apparently the detectives in charge told the person who reported NAOMI missing, Mary Ellen Kluke, under no circumstances was she to call Alex Cross. Now, what the F is up with that? You have to alert family members that the kid is missing. I don't understand why Mary Ellen didn't do it. She eventually does apologize because she thought she was following orders. But you still tell the family that the kid is missing. How can you not tell the family that the kid is missing? You have to tell the family that their child is missing. That's just standard protocol. You don't not tell your best friends or roommate or college roommate or dorm rooms family that they're missing, that they haven't been seen in a couple of days. They could be dead. How can you not tell the family? So Alex decides that he is going to go to Duke. So he heads to Duke. In the meantime, we get a couple of chapters with the killer. He's identified as the killer or as Casanova. And he's walking around and he spots this lady, Kate, and he decides to make her his next victim. And Alex and Samson have gone to Durham, and they are talking to the police officers in charge of the case. Ouch. They are talking to the detectives in charge of the case, Nick Ruskins and Davy Sykes, and they talk to them, and they say that the FBI and several other agencies are involved in this case, that that Naomi was the third person abducted, and I think that turns out to be a little. What are you eating? Turns out to be a little wrong. It turns out to be a few more ladies than we know about or will know about. But he says that the case is called Beauties and the Beast, and the killer calls himself Casanova. And so then they get a call that there's been another crime. So they go to the crime scene. The FBI agents are not happy to see that Ruskins and Davy brought Alex and Samson with them to the case. Let me see if I can close the blinds. Maybe that'll make it easier. Well, that didn't help very much, did it? At least I tried. So they're at the crime scene. They investigate. This new lady has been taken, and her name was Betty Ann Ryerson. And the deputy director of the FBI, Ronald Burns, shows up at the crime scene, and he's not happy that Alex is there. He said the killer is a collector, and he believes that he keeps girls alive a few days before killing him. So maybe they still have a few days to try and find Naomi. And I'm still trying to figure out, although there's probably an ulterior motive here, if you read between the lines at the end of the book, of why they didn't have that lady call Alex, but she just should have done it on her own. So the killer has decided that they're gonna go after Kate McTyman, and he actually gets in her apartment and stun guns her. And then Samson returns home, and Alex stays in North Carolina to do some more research. And Kate gets a letter from the killer. It's the instructions on what to do. He leaves it for all the captives. And he explains to them that if they want to stay alive, they must do what he says. So it says, I wanted you to read this so that you understand me better and also the rules of the house. This is probably the most important letter you'll ever receive, so read it carefully and please take it very seriously. No, I'm not a crazy or out of control. Actually, I'm quite the opposite. Apply your obviously high intelligence to the concept that I'm relatively sane and that I know exactly what I want. Most people don't know what they want. Do you, Kate? We'll talk about that later. It's worthy of much lively and interesting discussion. Do you know what you want? Are you getting it? Why not? For the good of society? Whose life are we living anyway? I won't pretend that you are happy to be here. There's no false sounding welcomes, no cellophane basket of fresh fruit and champagne. As you will soon see or have already, I've tried to make your stay as comfortable as possible, which brings up an important point, perhaps the most important point of this first attempt at communication. Your stay here will be temporary. You'll leave if you listen to what I tell you, so listen carefully, Kate. Are you listening? Please listen, Kate. Away the justifiable anger and the white noise in your head. I'm not crazy or out of control. The whole point, I am in control. See the distinction? Of course you do. I know how very bright you are, National Merit Scholar and all that. It is important that you know how special you are to me. That's why you are completely safe here. It's also why you'll leave eventually. Dead or alive? We don't get that distinction here. I picked you from thousands and thousands of women at my disposal, so to speak. I know you're saying, lucky me. I know how funny and cynical you can be. I even know that laughter has gotten you through difficult times. I'm beginning to know you better than anyone has ever known you, as well as you know yourself, Kate. Now for the bad parts. And Kate, these next points are as important as any of the good news I've stated above. There are house rules. The most important house rule: you must never try to escape, or you will be executed within hours. However painful that would be for both of us, believe me, this is precedent for us. There will be no reprieve following an escape attempt. Well, duh. Everybody wants to escape, and you're gonna die anyway. So why not die trying to escape? Sorry, I got an itch. Just for you, Kate, a special rule. You must never try to use your karate on me. You must never call out for help. You know more, you want to know everything, but it doesn't work that way. Don't try to bother to figure out where you are. You won't guess, and you'll only give yourself a headache. So those are the rules from the killer. And so then Beth Lieberman is also getting letters, and the case goes on. There's also, Beth Lieberman, let me get back to her for a second. She's a newspaper reporter out in California, and another killer is sending her letter. He wants her. He's like Cindy in a Women's Murder Club. She's the newspaper reporter, and he wants her to publish his letters in the newspaper before she gives them to the cops. So she's been doing this, and she's after a Pulitzer. And Alex calls her because he's heard about the killer out in California, and he's trying to get information. And she will not talk to him because she's been told that Alex is working on a book just like she is, and it's false information. Well, the killer ends up killing Beth too. So she ends up dead anyway. Yes, ma'am. So we do this search, and we're back and forth, and I don't like that. Well, I like the fact that Kate gets away, and he tries to kill her, but she ends up going over the falls into a river or something, and that she actually gets rescued. And she does some time in the hospital, and she gets really close to Alex. And sometimes this happened in the last book too. Well, maybe not this book, but in the John Sanford book that I first read, I don't like it when the cops get romantically involved with the people they rescue. That's just one of my bigger pet peeves. I just don't like that. What are you looking at? What? Come here. Come here. Come here. I just don't think that's appropriate that the cops get involved like that with the people they rescue. That just doesn't, there's some kind of syndrome with that, isn't there? And I don't remember what it was. But then they get some leads, and they discover who, there's the two killers. There's the gentleman out in California, and there's the Casanova in North Carolina. And apparently they've been communicating. They know each other. And they eventually go after the guy in California, and it turns out he's a medical professional. And then they start to think, well, maybe North Carolina is a medical professional also, because he's using all these drugs and stuff with the women. And the fingers get pointed this way and that way and this way and that way and this way and that way. And there's so many leads and so many false pointing in the wrong direction to misguide you in the who the killer is, that it really gets twisty-turny at the end, and it's an interesting surprise who it turns out to be. And I won't tell you that, but I will tell you that, like I said, I don't like the fact that Alex gets a little too close to Kate, and he might want to start dating her just a tad bit. And towards the end, he introduces Samson to her when he comes back again, because Samson comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes. And the night after him and Samson leave the house, the killers go after her again, and she gets taken again. And it works, but it doesn't work out for her. So this surprise ending you'll never see it coming. It's a twist. There's a little length here, and the killer is in front of your face the entire book. There are some authors who say sometimes the killer comes in and waves, "Hi, I'm here," and then leaves and you don't see them, and that's like they're off stage. This killer is on stage almost the entire book, on and off, on and off, on and off, and you won't see it coming. The identity is held a top secret until the end of the book. It's really interesting and a very twist in what's going on. And the interesting thing, there's a conversation. Oh, Samson gets hurt, by the way, and I won't tell you what happens with that. But there's an interesting twist that Nana Mama tells Alex that he needs to start dating again. So that's interesting. But it's an interesting book. It's a good mystery. You'll never guess who done it because it just all the clues go this way, and then at the last minute, well, actually, you're not even. It's just a huge. All of a sudden, the killer comes out from the shadows, and it's not this one. It's that one, and you never saw it coming. So it's really a surprise ending. So please hit the like and subscribe. Don't jump on my computer. Please hit the like and subscribe and let me know I'm doing a good job. And don't forget Star Trek Fridays, If Then Fridays, and Flashback Mondays, and my daily book reviews. We'll have to get back to Beatrice Small, and then we'll come back to James Patterson's and some other authors I'm working on. Thank you.